Hey team, this is Nathan from RunDreamAchieve.com. Today's topic, I wanted to help the athletes out there that are trying to run 4-hour marathon long run pace more effectively. And so I know and understand how complex the marathon is, and training for it and being able to get more effective and more efficient when you're racing. I don't believe in running long, slow, and easy every single weekend. I think for you to be able to get to a point where you handle race pace and make it feel more moderate rather than anaerobic, more, where you're redlining way too early in the race, is very important. You have to get beyond just this idea of running easy every single weekend. Yes, you still need those types of workouts. You still need to do long runs that are relaxed and very easy, but I always alternate. And what worked for me, at least, to go from a 2:43:36 marathon PR to a 2-hour 19:35 marathon PR, is I started doing very hard long runs. It was a process. It didn't happen overnight. I was coached by Lisa Rainsberger, the 1985 Boston Marathon champion, when I was with the U.S. Army World Class Athlete Program. And I had never done this type of long run, these varied pace long runs that I talk about in practically all of my videos. The reason why I always repeat this is because I need to get to and through you as the athlete, to make sure that you're paying attention to this factor. If you want to run a sub 4-hour marathon, you have to run 9 minutes and 9 seconds per mile for 26.2 miles, or 5 minutes and 41 seconds per kilometer for 42.2 kilometers. So again, many athletes can hold sub 4-hour marathon pace for a half marathon, but there are far fewer athletes that are able to sustain 4-hour marathon long run pace for that entire race distance. And what I want, and the focus that I have here at RunDreamAchieve.com and the channel itself, is to help you to use leverage to get beyond working harder to get better results. The idea of working hard, I've known plenty of athletes over the years that work extremely hard that have never broken a 4-hour marathon. It's a very, very competitive time. Many athletes around the world are trying to run a sub 4-hour marathon. And so to get more effective at running 4-hour marathon long run pace in training is patience. It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to get to a point where you can do a 20-mile long run and do 16, or between 12 and 16 miles of that 20-mile long run, at 10 seconds slower than goal sub 4-hour marathon race pace. It's a process. You have to allow time, first focusing on aerobic training, where you're just running relaxed, easy mileage, preferably between 4 and 8 weeks before you start a 16-week block of training. Training for 5 months for a marathon is plenty of time. Getting a minimal of 4 weeks of easy, relaxed training, 4 weeks of easy, relaxed mileage before you start a 16-week block of training will help set you up for success in breaking the 4-hour marathon. I have a sub 4-hour marathon course that I built specifically for athletes that are trying to run 3 hours and 59 minutes, as well as sub 4-hour marathon training plans on RunDreamAchieve.com. So definitely check out the website, check out the links below all of my videos. That has, there are resources there for you. When you're thinking about doing your long runs, over the years too, I was always focused on just running relaxed, easy long runs first, because you're not going to just jump into doing varied pace long runs. And what I mean by varied pace long runs is examples of types of the workouts I was doing when I was trying to break a 2-hour, 22-minute marathon. Was I would do, say, like a 20-miler, and I would do 2 miles easy, then I would go into 10 miles at 160 beats per minute. I was wearing a heart rate monitor, so I was running right around 88 to 90% of my maximum heart rate. And so I would do 2 miles easy, between 10 and 12 miles at that effort, then run 2 miles easy. Then maybe after that 2-mile easy segment, I would drop a sub 5-minute mile. And then I would run a couple miles easy, drop another sub 5-minute mile. So again, and then obviously the last couple miles were nice and easy, relaxed, cool down miles. So again, it's a mixture of, and when I mean varied pace, it's a mixture of very hard anaerobic running, more toward your anaerobic threshold effort type running, and then jogging, relaxed, easy running during those long runs. So it's a mixture of efforts, running at paces that are closer to your 5K to 10K effort, running a few miles at marathon goal race pace, or at sub 4-hour marathon goal race pace in this case. And that's kind of along with running easy, relaxed running, so you can recover from those harder efforts that you're running during the long run. Other types of workouts I would do is, say, like a 20 miler, where I would drop every fourth mile, I would drop a sub 5-minute mile right in the middle of that 20 miler. And the rest of the miles were just easy, relaxed, right around between 6:30 and 7:30 mile pace. For an athlete that's trying to break more towards sub 3 hours or sub 2 hours and 30 minutes, that pace is more of an easy effort, 6:30 to 7:30 mile pace. The mistake I was making over the years was I was running from 2002, when I first started running marathons. My debut was the 2002 New York City Marathon. I ran 2:43.36, starting in last place for lung cancer research. Started in 32,189th place, finished in 257th overall. But I was running from 2002, my first marathon, I was running far too many of my long runs just easy and relaxed. For me, again, it was anywhere from around 6:30 to 7:30 mile pace, but I was trying to run under a 2-hour and 22-minute marathon. So if you are, say, a 4-hour, 30-minute marathoner right now, or maybe you're a sub 5-hour marathoner trying to get to 3:59, you have to realize you're going to have to make some big changes in your training to get to a point where you're running, more towards sub, over to 11-minute per mile pace to 9:09 mile pace. Major changes are going to be needed, and one of the biggest changes you can make to get 4-hour marathon long run pace or race pace to feel easier is to start implementing these varied pace long runs. This is how the training plans that I have are built. Whether you're training for a 5K and you're trying to break 15 minutes for 5K, or you're trying to break a sub 4-hour marathon, I have training plans from anywhere from the mile all the way up to the marathon. So definitely check out those resources. It's much more helpful to follow a training plan that is specifically built for the athlete trying to run that specific goal race pace. And again, to break a 4-hour marathon, you have to be thinking strategically. You have to be thinking about leverage. How do I train smarter rather than harder? Do I need to really run more mileage to break a sub 4-hour marathon? No, you don't. You have to look at the mileage that you are putting in and see, am I running too many miles or too many kilometers far too slow? And you also have to look at your easy days. Are you still worried about what pace you're running on your easy days? Get beyond that, because your track sessions, your tempo runs, your hill repetitions, those very hard long runs that you're doing, they are going to tax you physically and mentally. So you have to pay attention to the rest period, to consistently get better at performing better in training at 4-hour marathon long run pace. And definitely in the race, when you're running at sub 4-hour marathon pace, to get better at that, you have to look at all angles of your training. It's not just about the track workouts, the tempo runs you're doing. It's the rest period. It's the recovery. Are you paying attention to your hydration in training? Are you paying attention to your nutrition before, during, and after your workouts? I have another website called nutritiongeeks.com, so definitely check that website out as well, where I talk more about nutrition that go into especially your recovery phase of your training. So definitely check that out. You have to look at all the angles that are going to go into a great marathon performance. And like I said, very few athletes around the world get to a point where they can run 3:59 or faster for the marathon. This is an extremely difficult, very competitive time. Even as a sub 2:20 marathoner, I respect athletes that are trying to break this barrier. I even those athletes that are out there trying to break a 5-hour marathon, I have a course that I built for that as well. So I respect all athletes, regardless if you're a beginner or you're an elite level athlete. I've been around the block. I've been doing this for about 30 years, so I understand what it takes to perform at very high levels. And even if you don't feel like you have a lot of talent, you can make up for it with your work ethic. Yes, it's going to take you longer to achieve what somebody that has a lot more genetic talent, somebody that has more genetic talent that you might only take a few months to break a 4-hour marathon. Maybe they'll break the 4-hour marathon barrier in their first marathon. Whereas somebody that doesn't have quite as much genetic talent, but does have the work ethic and drive and motivation to succeed, will eventually break the barrier. But it's just going to take them a little longer. So don't get discouraged. You're going to face some trials. You're going to face some challenges in training to break a sub 4-hour marathon. But the key thing is to know and study from the athletes that have already done it. Invest in yourself. Get a training plan. Like I said, there's training plans and the running course itself that I built. Those are huge 2 resources that are there for you, where you already are taught what you need to be doing on a daily, monthly, and weekly basis in training. I'm always available as well. You're always welcome to leave a comment. I'll either make a video about the question you may have, or I will just reach back out to you. But I myself as well have invested in professional coaching as well as professional consulting from other world-class athletes, world-class coaches, world-class exercise physiologists. I've studied exercise physiology my entire life, so this is a topic that I'm very passionate about. And I want to make sure that these videos help you and get you thinking in a different mindset in order to break sub 4 hours for the marathon, or you're going after a specific time in the 5K or the mile or 10K half marathon. It's about repetitive hearing this over and over again, so that you get to a point where, okay, this is becoming automatic. I'm doing this in training. I'm going to get the results I'm seeking. I'm changing up how I'm doing my training. I'm getting beyond just thinking I need to run more mileage. You're starting to focus on what the best middle to long distance runners focus on, how they think, how they train. So I hope this video, in terms of getting you to think more strategically in how you're doing your long runs, how you're setting those long runs up, what you're doing in terms of your off the roads and off the track. Pay attention to your hydration before, during, and after your long runs. Get plenty of sleep. Do not neglect this. Again, if you want to be good, you can get by on minimal sleep. But if you want to be great, if you want to be exceptional at what you're doing in terms of the marathon or any middle distance race or your training, you have to do what great athletes do, and that is zeroing in on training at, near, and far below goal sub 4-hour marathon race pace. Train much faster than this pace so that you get it to feel more moderate. So spend some time training down under 7-minute mile pace. Spend some time training down under 7-minute per kilometer pace. Think of how easy goal marathon race pace is going to feel. How easy is 9:09 per mile pace or 5:41 per kilometer pace going to feel then? Not training much faster, training well under 4-minute kilometer pace. Again, that's going to make 5:41 kilometer pace feel much easier. It's easier said than done, I understand, but think long term and be patient with yourself. The training plans that I have are 16 weeks in training, or 16-week blocks of training. Every third week, at the end of third week, is a recovery week. So we're, again, focusing on the rest period, all of the hard work you do today. And again, always remember too, it takes about 3 weeks for the body to adapt to any stress load that you're placing on it. So the workouts you do today, the benefits of the workouts you do today are going to be seen weeks from now. So I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any other questions or concerns, leave me a comment in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and hit that bell icon, and give me a like if you can. I'd appreciate it. It helps the channel grow and more people and more athletes to see these videos. So I wish you all the best, and I'll talk to you in the next video.